much about the French I took.
All right, guys, I'm getting back into the swing of things. I want to do a double duty on the defense. I should have put it in yesterday's podcast. I kind of didn't think about it. I saw a tweet from Warren Sharp today, and it jogged my memory. A discipline. I talked yesterday about we're likely going to be running this zone defense, not all the time, but certainly not going to be running heavy man. And the tackling and following your assignments and how we can play around maybe some of this weakness at the cornerback position. And we're not really doomed. But I should have tied the discipline part into it. So I'm going to get into a Warren Sharp tweet. He does such a great job. He brings crazy stuff, information I never even knew or can have access unless they'll get to his site. And it's so expensive. It's like $400 a season. I just can't. I can't afford it. I'm spending all this on the other stuff. I wished I could. It's a great site. He does great work, but you can catch his tweets and he does an awesome job. So I'm going to get into this discipline part, talking about the players that from last year, what they did. Some of them are gone. I'm going to get into Minka and talk a little bit about our linebackers to show that if we can get this discipline right, and really add it to the consistency of the tackling and the rest. Zone defense is kind of like a boa constrictor. It slowly wraps around you. You just got to keep at it and be consistent, especially in that red zone. It's not like the Flores style. We can have big failings and big knockouts. It's just not like that. So consistency is a major key, and this discipline part will play a major role in that. Anyway, guys, the likes, subscribes, the comments, and the views, all that stuff keeps Curtis in the biz to do what he's doing. My numbers have been doing really good. You guys have been helping me out a ton. I'm very, very grateful. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, and a comment. All that stuff means the world to me, and I'm very grateful. Also, a couple weeks ago, I met a guy named Shake. He does the Blender podcast. I had a great, great time. He's funny. I really enjoyed myself with him. So I'm going to bring him on for a interview tonight, and I'll put that in the next couple of days. So be ready to check that out. He's really a good guy. So anyway, here's the tweet by Warren Sharp. Again, does such great work. Most first downs awarded due to third down penalties by a team. You see down there at the bottom, number 5 with Pittsburgh, Chicago, Houston, and the LA Chargers, and Miami, number 5. That's brutal. That's brutal. You cannot have a great defense, although Pittsburgh did. Pittsburgh had a great defense, but I think that's one of the reasons why they moved off some of these corners who had very high percentage of catching and probably were doing a lot of holding. I have to check into it. But that was a really good defense, but clearly it hurt them. And you could see in some of their games where they had some issues in the passing game and with penalties. Anyway, getting into my little graphic here, you can check this out. You can see a lot of the guys that were biggest offenders, they're gone. Syrian Neal, 6 total, 3 holding, 0 across the board until he gets unsportsmanlike conduct 2, and then 3 others for 6. So, that's 5 first downs right there with the holding, unsportsmanlike conduct. And Jalen Ramsey, he's very good, but that's a lot of penalties. 5, 2 holding, 2 pass interference, 1 roughing the passer, 5 first downs added in. That's not good. And we'll see if he's going to bring that to the Steelers. They might have some buyer's remorse. If he does, they can't afford that. Teams, good defenses can't afford that, especially in big games against good teams. It kills you. Kadeko, who's still here, he had 4, number 3 of the DBs. He had 1 holding, 1 pass interference, and then he had 2 others. So clearly he had 2 first downs, which is not terrible. He played a lot of reps, a lot of snaps, but he has a tendency to hold later in the clock. Hopefully that changes, and it will help with the zone a little bit. He won't be running in man and being mid to late clock where he struggles and then has to get grabby. Elijah Campbell, 3, 1 offsides or only 1. 1 unnecessary roughness, first down, and 1 other. I don't expect him to see ton of work. Then Poyer, You remember his against the Bills. That was brutal. That flipped the game. We could have beat them in the house. And you can see just a few of them, these come out big. So he had 3. He had 2 unnecessary roughness. And then he had 1 other, but those were 2 big ones. I can't remember what the other one was, but it's definitely in that Bills game. That one is blazoned on my mind. Then there's Cam Smith. Cam Smith, I just can't see him being any good. He had very limited reps, and he had 3, 1 holding call, 2 pass interferences, and they were bunched up in that one game. But that's just another bad sign for that guy, along with the injuries, along with the weird behavior in his recent interview, and then just, him not performing well. Then there's Storm Duck, who you got to expect is going to be a piece. He had only 2, but he didn't have a lot of snaps. But he's a young guy, a rookie. He had 1 holding and 1 pass interference. If you extrapolate out to a first season, I can get into the 6, 7 range, 8 range. So you got to hope he gets a little bit more disciplined. Then you got Micah Fitzpatrick, who we brought on. He had 4, but it was 1 offsides, likely blitzing, and then 1 unnecessary roughness, and then 2 others. So, that's not terrible considering he probably played close to 1,000 snaps. And so that's good that he does seem pretty consistent. Not a lot of big ones. Unnecessary roughness is definitely a huge one. But then you look at our linebackers who are going to be critical, especially in a zone defense, tying the back to the front. Jordan Brooks only had 1 all year, 1 unnecessary roughness. I can't remember that, but I think it was a little bogus. And then Dotson, he had the unsportsmanlike conduct, and that one was very, very iffy. Very, very iffy, if I do recall. And there was like 1 other over there. But these linebackers were very, very consistent. And if you're pulling out Ramsey, you're pulling out Neal, you're pulling out Poyer, hopefully pulling out Cam Smith. Storm Duck gets better. Kohu, it's not terrible. Got to see it improve a little bit, but maybe the zone will help him. And then you add some of these other guys in, along with Minka. I should have checked Davis and I should have checked Iffy what their penalties are. Sorry, guys. It just dawned on me now. Ugh. But yes, we're bringing in Marshall. We're bringing in Trader. We got a bunch of young guys. Will they be disciplined? It's going to be critical for Weaver's success. Being tied almost equal to everything else to be disciplined. The zone defense can make it a little bit easier because you're not on an island. You're not getting beat instantly, knowing, oh my God, a guy's running for a fly, I got to pull him. And it's not just you. You can at least say, hey, okay, I can tackle this guy because it's a zone rather than a man where if I don't stop him here, he's going all the way. So the adding more zone, taking some of the man off, Weaver hopefully coaching these guys up. Hopefully them playing more discipline in the secondary is going to be critical. But thankfully, the linebackers are very disciplined. And so if you want to have hope, there is some hope here. There's obviously some concern about the young guys, but if they play discipline along with making their tackles, and the safety group plays well and ties in with the linebackers and the front, which should be very good, does its job. This zone defense should be consistent. It's got to be more consistent than 5th, allowing 3rd downs become 1st downs on penalties. And so this can help us get this zone defense right and allow this offense to put those points on and us just to be a fly in the ointment, making some big plays with the front and just kind of limiting things up. I do think it's a possibility. So again, short one. Hope you enjoyed. Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.